Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sam Arce, also known as Broadway Sam, and welcome to Lunch Break. And we are here. Well, you know what? I'm excited because I haven't seen you guys since it was our lunch together and with Anthony Nunziata. But welcome back because I'm here to talk about just a magical, special day that we're going to have on December 13th, a magical concert with the phenomenal Anthony Nunziata. And it's going to be benefiting three wonderful organizations. First off, Kids Dance Outreach, Indie Men's Chorus, and Actors Theater of Indiana. And we're joined by two incredible guests that will help make our arts community thrive. First off, Michael Johnson. I want to just say
nice
hi.
to meet you.
And Michael, you're with Kids Dance Outreach and Reverend Aaron Hobbs from Broadway United Methodist. And gentlemen, welcome. So thank you for being here. So I'm going to first start off with Michael with Kids Dance Outreach. Michael, you've, for anyone who isn't familiar with Kids Dance Outreach, what is the heart and mission of the program?
Well, Kids Dance Outreach was created 13 years ago by myself and Monica Munoz, our executive director. And we wanted to give children an opportunity to shine through the arts. And we wanted to make it accessible for all children. So what we do is we raise all the money that we can, and then we have the funds to share the programs with as many children as possible. We partner with IPS schools, we partner with local charter schools, all elementary age, and we go in there with two teaching artists that are well trained in the KDO methodology, and we bring two professional musicians, a drummer and a piano player, so the children are also getting live music while they're learning to dance.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
Let me ask you this. Were you a dancer as a young child?
I was. My mother put me and my brothers into dance classes because we got scholarships. The boys that dance got scholarships, and it was a really fortunate thing to keep us off the streets, out of trouble, and teaching us to learn and listen and follow instructions and control our bodies and control our
You
emotions.
say off the street. Where'd you grow up?
In Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Yes.
So your mom recognized early how this could be a positive influence.
She did. She wanted to keep us on the right path, and she knew that the arts do amazing things for children's development. And I think she was thinking also long term because she knew that if boys that dance want to go to college, it's very likely boys that dance can get a scholarship.
Absolutely,
to college. So
yeah.
I was fortunate, and I stuck with it.
Because there's less boys that are able to do that as
Right.
opposed to the young ladies that do it. So
Yes.
yeah, it's an incredible.
Yes,
incredible
and I
thing.
was fortunate to go to Butler University on a dance scholarship.
An incredible school.
Yeah, incredible.
Is that how you
school.
got to Indiana?
That's how I got to Indiana.
And you stayed?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, actually, no. I graduated from Butler,
Okay.
and then I joined the Boston Ballet. So I danced professionally in the Boston Ballet.
How long?
10 years.
And there's a life cycle for male dancers.
Yes.
Sometimes a little bit longer than the ladies, though. You know.
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little
you're pretty
bit.
buff and strong, so you're lifting those prima donnas
Yes.
and everything. So you danced the Nutcracker and all the traditional.
Everything. Swan Lake, Giselle,
You name it,
Coppelia,
right?
all of the big hits. Yes. And then some.
And then
And one
some.
of my most cherished moments was the day that we did a dance piece and Yo-Yo Ma was on stage playing while we performed the piece. That was incredible. And what a gentleman he was.
Yeah.
He came in the room and introduced himself, and he shook hands with everybody that was in the room, which is like 70 people, including the apprentices and the first year people.
Okay, for sure.
So what a kind
That's
gentleman.
a great
he is.
memory.
Mhm.
So for those young men and young ladies out there, you see what an opportunity that has. But you see, so Kids Dance Outreach gives that young child an opportunity to have their first experience.
Yes, we go.
And when they may not have been able to afford
Right.
those opportunities.
Exactly. A lot of times we think of high quality arts education as reserved only for the privileged.
Yes.
Well, we wanted to change that. We wanted this to be accessible to all children, no matter their race, no matter their zip code, no matter their financial family situation. We wanted to provide this opportunity free so parents and the child does not have to pay to participate. We make it accessible by bringing the program to them where they are in the elementary schools, and that's their first introduction to Kids Dance
I love
Outreach.
that. That's your give back.
Yeah. exactly.
I love that. So you are blessed, and that's your give back. So Kids Dance Outreach consistently brings joy, sounds like confidence and creativity to kids across your community, and your work is truly inspiring.
Yes, yes.
So,
we love what we do. We're very passionate about it, and we can talk all the passion in the world about the program, but until people step inside the room and actually experience and witness firsthand what those children are accomplishing and how proud they are to show it off, that's when they really understand.
Right. And I know, that's another reason why Anthony, who's an incredibly talented singer, performer, and he can move, he can shake it a little
Yes.
bit. He is quite the performer, has a heart for giving, and this is why he chose to be part of this. And we'll get into Michael Schaefer as being part of putting this together, as wanting this to be one of the organizations that wanted to bless.
Right.
So, well, that brings me to you, Reverend Hobbs, because Broadway United Methodist Church, which has a long history of community engagement. So, how does the church view its role in supporting the arts and the young people?
Right, yeah. So we're a lot of times you think of a church as just being a place of worship and maybe education and fellowship.
Which is
and those
important.
kind of things, which are all important things. But Broadway also has 30 ministry partners. Many of them are arts organizations that meet in the building. And so
I love that, Broadway.
Right. So, for instance, the Metropolitan Youth Orchestra has about 250 students that do stringed instrument lessons at the church. We have about a dance company that has over 100 children and young adult dancers that do dancing. Then there's Epsilon Theatrical Company that hosts productions, 3 productions a year there. And so they have another, depending on the show, 50 to 75 individuals involved. And then there's Kathy Morris has an arts nonprofit called Arts with a Purpose. And she has her offices there in the building, and so there's just a lot of things. We have a pottery studio, so we have an artist that's Masters of Fine Arts in ceramics and painting, and so she leads classes for the community and for young adults and children, and so it's just a great place where a lot of times we say that the arts live here at Broadway, and another person I know used to say that there's always room for you on Broadway, and so that's kind of another unofficial model.
Well, take it from me, Broadway Sam.
Yeah.
I love that because Broadway does not only live on Broadway in New York.
Exactly.
Broadway lives everywhere, and in your House of Faith, you've done that because you've partnered with amazing arts groups over the years, and just hearing that, and it sounds to me it excites you.
Yeah.
But what excites you most about this holiday concert?
Right. Well, Broadway's a beautiful space,
Yeah.
and last year we hosted it.
Yep.
Michael, you mentioned
Schaefer.
Michael Schaefer used to be a member at Broadway, and so he was familiar with the space, and he was really excited to have us host it. Anthony really loved it as well. We have a beautiful shad piano that Anthony and his folks love to play. We had space for dancers and all the things, and so then this year when they approached us about doing a benefit for KDO and the Indianapolis Men's Chorus and Arts Theater of Indianapolis, we just jumped at the chance to do it again. We just really appreciate Michael and all the things he's done for us over the years, and this is just a way to just connect back with him, but also open up this beautiful building to the community.
I would like to add that Kids Dance Outreach, when we were first starting 13 years ago, we didn't know where we were going to rehearse.
You didn't have space.
So Broadway United Methodist Church was one of those places that we rented space from to help us get our foot started, to get us on our legs. So between the Athenaeum space that we rent and also Broadway United Methodist Church,
You had home.
They welcomed us and they supported us, and it's nice to be back. And
that's
be
great.
part.
And over the years, like right now,
it all kind of began.
Yeah, exactly. It's great because we've done that for many groups. Pride of Indy Bands now has their rehearsals there in the space, and before we had a fire back in 2017, they were there and then went away for a few years to Marion University to rehearse, and then are back now at Broadway. So it's interesting how things happen like that in the arts, and we're just always glad to welcome people. It just adds a wonderful collaborative spirit.
How long have you been the pastor there?
About 5 years now.
So what's your background? I mean, were you involved in the arts growing up, or?
I was mainly behind the scenes. So
No, that's
in
great.
high school, I did like lights and sound and those kind of things.
I love that.
Right. And
I love
when I was
that.
really young, I did do some things on the stage. Learned a couple. Life with Father was one. I actually had a decent sized role in at one point. But just like at my church, we had some small youth kind of musicals and things that we did that I participated in. But my grandfather was an amazing dancer.
Oh, yeah?
He just passed away this past
Oh,
year at
sorry.
97.
Well, God
but
bless
he was
him.
a ballroom dancer until his like 92 or 3.
Nice.
And, like all the time. And so I never picked up that gene, but I've got a lot of great memories of he and my daughter, who's now 17, dancing together and things like that. And so, arts have always been important to me. And
But I'm
and
sure
my
you
family.
take that in.
Yeah.
Look, you're every week,
Right.
you're having to engage with your congregation.
Right.
And if you were just up there preaching and talking in a monotone voice,
Right.
you would probably have parishioners like this.
Exactly.
But I imagine that you brought everything that you learned over the years
Right.
and give it
Yeah.
your all,
Right.
I mean,
well, and we try to be creative. Like
Absolutely.
this past Sunday, we ended by singing "Celebration" by Kool and the Gang,
I like
and having
that.
a dance party.
Nice.
Because we were like, we need to sometimes remember that we still have to celebrate even in the midst of difficult days. And so we
Amen.
wanted to remind people of that this week. And
Amen.
so I think that's what we'll do at this concert too. Just remind people that that we can find joy even in the midst of tough times sometimes. And this just taking a time away, recognizing there are great arts groups doing great work in the community and helping support them. That's just a great thing that helps us all feel good this holiday season.
well, and that's great.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it, because it seems to me that Broadway United Methodist Church has been a cornerstone of compassion and community support. And you all create a space where the arts and service come together beautifully.
Yes.
And that's just what you do. So I applaud you for doing that, and a safe space for everyone to feel welcome.
Right.
And I was excited to be part of that, being a member of the board at Actors Theater, and because we're going to be part of it. So, we have, we're being blessed as being one of the organizations, and with, Kids Dance Outreach, and as I said, Indie Men's Chorus. And I think that it's a wonderful thing that these 3 organizations are coming together to provide an amazing evening that we're doing. So let's talk about that. Anthony Nunziata, I mean, he's known for his gorgeous voice, first off, heartfelt performances. And I know that he was inspired to bring this concert, Michael Schaefer, for this special concert. And I mean, what can audiences expect from the show on December 13th? Any hints that you know?
Yes. Well, actually, this whole thing was kind of a brainchild of Michael Schaefer.
Absolutely.
And
Shout out to Michael Schaefer.
And Jeffrey Brinkman.
That's right.
They're incredible supporters of the arts around Indianapolis, and they're actually just wonderful people all around.
Amazing.
So they've created this. They know that they're very close with Anthony. And Anthony, when they proposed it to Anthony, Anthony said, absolutely, yes, I'd love to come back to Indianapolis and do this performance. And it's a fundraiser for these 3 organizations we've been talking about. But what's exciting is that we're going to get to enjoy Anthony's incredible instrument of a voice.
It is an instrument, a gift from God.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
So that's the main attraction,
Absolutely.
is this amazing voice and performance quality that Anthony has. But you're also going to get to see a sample of each one of those organizations that the program is going to benefit.
Which is
So
incredible.
you'll see a short performance from Indianapolis Men's Chorus and Actors Theater of Indiana.
Right.
And
I'm going to spotlight you on it. So each one. So the men's chorus is going to sing.
Yes.
Actors Theater of Indiana, you're going to get our own Judy Fitzgerald, and Cindy Collins is going to be there.
Yes. And the children of Kids Dance Outreach are going to blow the doors off the church when we open the show.
And we have a special guest, an ingenue. Do you know who that's going to be? Ashley?
Yes. Ashley is going to do a duet. I believe she's doing a duet with Anthony.
That's right.
So we're very excited to see that
So
also.
we are really Ashley Cole. So she's an absolutely gorgeous beautiful voice. They're going to come together and sing. So we are going to have an incredible evening on what day?
Saturday, December 13th, and it starts at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
There are still tickets available.
There's still tickets available, and I'm going to give you some information on that. Scott, do you have that picture that you can post for them? If you can do that, that'd be.
I can try to look it up.
Yeah. If you can get that before the show is over, that would be great, because there's a QR code, and you can go to the website, to our website. We can get that information up for you.
Additionally, if people cannot, I know December's a busy time.
Yeah.
If they're not able to make it to the show, they're still welcome to make a donation.
Absolutely.
To those three organizations
Because
through that QR code.
It's an amazing opportunity to, it's the holiday time. These are 3 non-for-profits. Now, what does that mean? I say this every week. These organizations do not exist without the combined help of all of you. But it's the arts. And what do I say every week? Life without the arts wouldn't be life worth living.
The arts bring empathy to our souls, and I think we could use empathy more these days than ever before.
So these funds that are raised will help support Kids Dance Outreach, Indie Men's Chorus, Actors Theater of Indiana. I mean, we're doing incredible shows. I'll mention at the end what's coming next. But it's now particularly more important time to rally community support, because it's hard to get funds right now. Non-for-profits are not able to get, the grants are not necessarily out there like they were. We know in the current climate it's been a little bit more challenging, so we really depend. But that's why our give back to you is giving you incredible entertainment. And let me tell you, Anthony, who I know personally, he's a sweetheart. He and his brother Will, they're identical twins, and both incredibly talented. Anthony is, so if you like Michael Bublé, you are going to see, this man is so beautifully talented and so gifted. You are going to see quality that you just, for an affordable night out, that you just can't just give up at a beautiful venue. So
We're gonna put that link in the comments.
beautiful. We'll put that in the comments for you.
One thing that was exciting last year when we did this event is I took special note of Anthony's ability to respond to the audience and react to the audience and actually pull an audience member up on stage. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some excitement like that again this year.
No, he's an Nunziata. It's the Italian in him.
Right.
So as we get through this, I mean, it's truly powerful to just see this and how these organizations coming together to entertain, uplift lives across Indianapolis, and having all 3 of the organizations together and all the love in the room in this beautiful venue in your church. I think it's going to be really spirited. Now, what does the holiday season mean to each of you personally? I'll start with you, Michael.
Well, I think about what we need to do as a community, and that's make sure that we're supporting those that have needs. And I think Broadway United Methodist Church does a lot of that. They do a lot of incredible work taking care of certain community members that need support or marginalized communities. And that's part of what Kids Dance Outreach was built on, the idea. We started it because we wanted to embrace and include and unite us as a community. Instead of having a us and a them, we wanted to bring people together. And we can all be successful if we're just given the opportunity and the support to get there.
Absolutely. What about you?
Yeah, I think Christmas, that holiday season for me is kind of about belonging and just making space where people can come together to celebrate, to be together, family and friends. And there's just something about bringing people together, around.
No matter what your faith is.
Yeah, no matter what your faith is.
Right.
Just to be there, support one another, encourage one another, and just celebrate the season. And, like I said earlier, there's always joys in the midst of things that are difficult, and it's great that we can lean on each other, we can be there and support each other and encourage each other, and so that's what I'm going to be focusing on this holiday season in particular.
That's a beautiful thing. Do you have a favorite song that you hope Anthony sings? I mean, I know he's got a new album out. You know that.
That's amore.
That's amore. Okay,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. Anyone for?
No. Last year I attended. It was great. He sang all kinds of great songs, and so I'm sure he'll be great again this time.
What's one hope you have for the audience walking out of the concert that night?
I think that we're going to have some new people from all organizations that are going to be exposed to one of the other organizations that they hadn't seen perform before, or they hadn't known really about. So I think that it's a good way to extend our reach and be able to touch more lives in that way. I think just making new relationships.
I love that.
Exposing our good work to more people that haven't really experienced
I
it
love
before.
the crossover
Right.
because it is, I'm hoping that people from, our patrons see you and say, wow, look at the good work. And they're seeing your church and they're seeing the men's chorus. And it is. What about you?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier just how that right now funding is difficult in a lot of organizations, especially nonprofits, that some reliable past partners are not as reliable as they used to be. And so we really are relying on, individuals and, people who have a heart for the arts to keep arts alive. And so right now, I think that's my hope is that people will remember, hey, arts organizations are struggling a little bit right now. They need your support, and if you have the ability to support, now's the time to step up.
Now's the time.
Yeah, because it will really it'll allow us to get through this time until maybe hopefully down the road we'll get back to a more normal reality in arts funding, and people won't be as anxious as they've been recently, and then we can. But until then, they can help us bridge the gap.
I totally agree. And one of my hopes is, and I believe this, is that I hope people come out, that it motivates them, it inspires them, it encourages them. I hope a child comes out of it that maybe sees, a young dancer and says, wow, or sees, the singers or Anthony and says, this is something, because sometimes you might have someone there that feels marginalized. Maybe their life is different. Maybe their hope has been crushed, and it just gives them hope. Yeah. And I think Anthony does that. And being part of in your church and just being around people. I'm hoping. And one of the things that you can do that Michael, I think, has made Michael Schaefer has made available is that part of the donations is you can donate to buy tickets for underprivileged people so that they can come. Mm-hmm. So that's something that you could do. And that would be wonderful. We would love for that. We would love to get as many people. We want to fill the house. How many seats can this hold?
Probably if you really smashed them in there, about 700. But I think we were shooting for 600 as our goal, and that'll give everybody a little bit of room, but that would be wonderful.
Yeah. So we want to fill the place up if we can. And we'd love to see some people that may not have been able to afford to come, that we can bless them to be able to come and see a night of the arts. And who knows, who might see it, and you might not see the benefits of it right now, but imagine 10, 15 years from now, that person could be Michael later, that young boy or girl was inspired and motivated and is in dance or in the arts, or, just it changes their life. Right. You never know how a day can change their life. So that's the key. And to me, that's what it's all about. So again, this is going to be an unforgettable evening, December 13th, a holiday concert with the extraordinary Anthony Nunziata, benefiting Kids Dance Outreach, Indie Men's Chorus, Actors Theater of Indiana, and to our listeners, come celebrate the season. It's a beautiful season. no matter what your faith, what you're celebrating, enjoy world-class music and support organizations making a real impact on our community. Like I always say, Actors Theater of Indiana, we're Broadway in your backyard. We're bringing the arts right here in your backyard. And Michael, Reverend Aaron, thank you for both being, the important work you do, and thank you for joining us today. And thank you to our viewers. I really appreciate you being part of this because without you, we couldn't exist. And that's why we wanted to have this special time to share about this special evening. And with Thanksgiving coming next week, I want you all to have a beautiful time with your families. I know I'm thankful for the blessings that I have and for my children, for my grandchildren. I want to wish you both a very joyous, happy Thanksgiving. And as we come to the holidays, I hope you can make this a part of your holiday, or you can share and encourage you to support this. And if it's not this, to bless organizations in the arts as best as you can. So with that, thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing that. I got my ticket. As soon as I got that, I bought my ticket. And now I'm looking to get some more tickets for people to come join that evening. And I'm looking forward to seeing my friend Anthony and getting his new album. I'm excited about that.
Right.
And joining you. And I can't wait to see these kids because I can imagine, Michael, you have really done some amazing things with these kids, and hearing the chorale and Judy and Cindy and Ashley accompanying Anthony in that beautiful voice. So have a wonderful week, a beautiful weekend, and a happy Thanksgiving. God bless you all. And I will see you next time here at ATI's Lunch Break. Again, I'm Sam Arce, also known as Broadway Sam. Thank you, Michael and Reverend Aaron.
Thank you.
God bless you. Have a great day. And we are out.